Hey everybody, welcome to today's Facebook Live. I am actually here with April Buck. She is in the Tampa Bay area of Florida, and she has been a realtor. April, how long have you been a realtor?
Well, this is my second time being a realtor. So I started in the early 2000s. After I retired from the military, I did not know what I wanted to be now that I was grown up.
Right.
And a friend convinced me to come work for her. And I had a blast through 2005 and moved on and got my MBA and spent 13 years in the corporate world climbing that ladder. And when I got laid off in a corporate restructure, I came back to Florida and I love this job. So I'm like, I'm getting back into real estate.
I'm getting back. And what year was that when you got back into it?
2000, end of 2018.
Okay. All right. So only, yeah, just not that long
Not
ago.
that long. And I really
That,
say my start date was January 2nd of 2019.
all right. Oh, wow. That's great. So we came to know you just about 5 months ago, right?
Right.
And you were on a team at that time.
I
Selling.
had, oh, sorry.
Go
I
ahead.
had joined a team and I left the team not too long after, maybe 2 months. I lasted on the team and I didn't like my paychecks, so I became a single agent.
It said, this isn't working for me. I don't think I
No.
need to be on a team. So how did we meet? How did we come to know you?
I was eating lunch one day and scrolling through Facebook, and I came across one of your ads there, and
Okay.
it said, "Hey, join this free webinar." And I clicked on it. I'm like, "Oh, it starts in 25 minutes."
Oh,
And so I was like, "Well, I'm already scrolling through Facebook, so I'm going to take the time." And I listened to it, and it was so inspiring. Just that short um, webinar I wrote down everything you said. It was just so inspiring, and some of it I totally like agreed with it. Like when you said, stop saying you're a salesperson. You're not a
stop
salesperson.
saying you're selling real estate. Stop it.
That's right. And I just from that one webinar, uh, you had said, you had talked about when you meet people and they ask you what you do, don't
Mhm.
say I'm a real estate agent.
Mm.
Say something else. And I went to this thing that night and somebody said, what do you do? And I said, I help sellers get the most money for their home when selling it. And I said something like that, and they looked at me and went, "Oh, wow!"
Yeah,
Right? And I
it
got
worked. And
that
that
from
was
you
in the
that
free
day.
webinar. That was in the free masterclass we did.
Exactly.
That's right. I remember that story. And you're like, oh my gosh. And they were like, how can we work together? And you're like,
Mhm.
well, this is how. Now, what was your production like? You were on the team and then you were a single agent. What was your production like at that point? I mean, you had some closings, right?
It was more like one or two a month, or none a month. So averaging out like one a month.
Right. Got it. So you were like, I need something else. Why did you join us in Making Agents Wealthy?
Well, I needed someone to help me put some systems in place. You can
Yeah.
get so much training out there. I got training from the brokerage I was at, from Craig Proctor and everybody else,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like everybody was telling you all different kinds of things, and I wasn't moving forward. I was just kind of chasing stuff and excited when something stuck. But I didn't have any systems in place. I was just it's so different now in real estate than it was in the early 2000s. My broker would hand me 10 leads and go, have a good week. Well, I didn't know what lead generation was. I mean,
Right.
totally different. And so I was like, I would say to my mom, like, I don't know if I can do this.
Because I'm missing something. Something's got to give. 'Cause I'm missing
Exactly.
something. We hear that all the time, and so systems is a big part of what we do. And it's. I think you found, because one of the things I loved about you, April, and the reason that I wanted you to come on today is because you didn't just come on board. You were engaged. I mean, you were on every Q&A call. You listened to every word that I said. Tell me a little bit about what was behind that. Is that just the military background, or is that, I don't have a choice? Tell me
No,
about
I mean, I know I can be successful and just needed the guidance to be. And every Monday morning, I would listen to my Monday morning mindset, and it just got me going for the week. And it's like, all right, here's what Karen's telling us to do this week, and let's put it into action. And just being on calls with the other agents and hearing
Mhm.
their stories, and you would hear inspiring things from other people who are following the program, was just like, oh, well, I can do that too.
That's right. They can't have all the fun.
Exactly.
That is precious. I just love that because the mindset is a big part of it, of course.
Huge.
It's huge. I love how you say huge. Um, because we can all have systems and skills and all this stuff that people, and everybody's got something different that they're telling us, right? And if we don't have the mindset piece.
And I had worked a lot on my mindset at that point,
Mhm.
but I totally, by the end of the program, was like, I got this. And I just remember there was at one point I was so stuck on my cap and asking my sponsors to participate in that. And Kelly got me over that with just a great analogy. And I literally left meeting with her and was going to my financial planner's office. And I walked out the door with $150 to partner with me on that. And it was, and then I got like 4 more that afternoon. And I would have never got past that without Kelly's help and coaching me through that, because
Right.
I was like having anxiety over it. And it just like in 3 minutes she got me over that. And it was like, why have I been stressing about this for 2 weeks?
That's it. That's
Like
it.
all I needed was somebody to get me over that edge.
Sometimes we just need, not sometimes, we always, I mean, I have a coach, everybody on my team has a coach. Uh, it's that accountability. It is, I can do this alone, or I can have somebody that's already been through the minefields that knows how to overcome the challenges that you're going to face. And you're going to face them. I mean,
Hmm.
you've been through a lot. So I want to talk real quick about the results that you had, because those are pretty, it's impressive. And we see these results, but the agents that are watching, they don't get to see these
Right.
results. And I hope that they can see you and go, I can do that too. I
Hmm.
can absolutely do that too. So you, on one of the platforms, just one system that we gave you, you have had how many closings, and we can't say it here, but
Yeah.
how many closings have you had from that?
So just from that system, putting it in place, I've
Mm-hmm.
had 7, and I have
Mm-hmm.
3 closings next week.
Next week.
Um, and have over 100 buyers actively in the pipeline, and 20% of those are also sellers, so buyer and
Wow. Fantastic. And that's the kind of results, because this is a pipeline that's going to last you
seller. Hmm.
and keep filling and keep filling and keep producing. And you have been able to, so I know your average sales price in the Tampa Bay, or no, not average sales price, but your average commission is about 5,500.
Yeah, if you average it out, because we get the, oh, I want to buy a mobile home, so
Right. Right. So back out in the country.
yeah.
So in the last 5 months, you have made on average 55,000, about 55,
Yep.
$60,000.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's just off that platform. I mean, I'm
That's off that one.
still doing open houses.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I did pretty good open houses before I got in your program, but adding in um, all the things you said, do this, do this, do this.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one I did using the complete system starting
Yeah.
on Monday,
Yeah.
and doing the advertising, doing the flyers, doing the everything. And it just so happened that was when the Bermuda disaster happened. And
Oh
so
no.
I use that as my charitable organization, and
Yeah.
we have 15 buyers out of that open house.
Yeah.
And we didn't get a lot of donations, but got 15 buyers.
Yeah, yeah, and it's so interesting because unless you do the entire thing, which I know it's a lot of steps and it's a lot of crazy stuff, but unless you do the whole thing, you don't get that result. And I hear agents all the time going, I just can't find any buyers. I can't find any listings. I can't.
Mhm.
And we can stay in the I can't, or we can actually get resourceful and get guidance and find a way to do it. Because I didn't know how to do all these things when I started years ago. And it was a process. And what I realized is that you just throw all of this stuff together and it explodes like a mad scientist. And you have, a tremendous result. So off that one platform, you had about 55, 60,000. Off these other because an open is just like, that's just one other platform. So what you've done is stack them all together. What we did together was stack
Yep.
them to create a machine. And
Okay.
so not only have you had a ton of closings, but you changed brokerages,
I did.
you bought a house,
I did.
you did. What
Crazy.
else? You
It was
hired
crazy.
team of your own.
So, right as I was finishing the program and coming up with the platform and letting somebody else handle that social media piece and all that I could not do myself.
Yeah.
Facebook doesn't care who I am. And
Right.
letting someone else do that piece of it, it was like within the first few weeks, I'm like, I can't do this by myself.
That,
And I was already like working towards through the program, through the advice that you given throughout of who do I want to work
mm-hmm.
with. And so it all happened so fast. Like I immediately brought on two agents. We
Mm-hmm.
all were with the same brokerage out of different offices.
Mm-hmm.
And we all walked in on the same day and said, "We're leaving."
Goodbye.
And we all went to our new brokerage at the same time. And of course, my transaction coordinator followed us too. So
Wow.
that's that's been awesome. And we work so well together. And literally, based on where we live, we cover the entire Tampa Bay area.
That is amazing. So share with everyone what you're on track to do this year.
I am on track to do 50 closings myself.
Just you. Yeah,
Just
that's
so,
right. And your team is on track to do about 24, 25 more.
yep,
Yeah.
definitely.
So
Yep,
we're looking at 75. And this happened. I love what you said. This happened so fast.
it
Did you
did.
ever think that it would happen this fast?
No, and when I was in the program, like I said, I was doing either none a month or one or two a month.
Mm-hmm.
And I immediately, like getting halfway through the program, was already at three or four a month. And, now it still goes up and down, but one month could be seven, then another month might be four.
Oh,
And,
darn.
and changing brokerages has been, was a financial decision. And so I'm much better off financially, not only because I'm doing more business, I'm not giving all my money to my broker.
That's true. That's true. We have a lot of people because you really took this, and I'm not saying it was a hobby for you by any means, but it seems as though it's just a conglomerated, this shiny object, this squirrel, let me piece it all together and see what spits out. You treat it like a business now. You are the
I
CEO of your business.
I definitely do. And the first time I met with Kelly, my first coaching, and I'm a very social person. And near the end of our coaching session, she goes, "Okay, your assignment, other than a couple other things she gave me, she goes, I want you to get off our call, go in the biggest font you can, print out a sign that says, 'Stay focused.'"
Ah.
And so
Rein it in.
I had one on my office wall and I had one on my refrigerator.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that was a big thing I had to work on, was to stay
Yeah.
focused, because I'm the type of person, like, my listing appointments usually last 2 or 3 hours because
Oh,
we're having
Lord.
so much fun.
But you love people. You love
I
people.
do. Yeah.
But we want you to love people and make money too. There's nothing wrong with loving and hugging on people, but we want you to make some money too, right?
Yep.
But when she said stay focused, what she was truly saying is just trust the process, put your blinders on, do what we say when we say do it. Don't skip ahead, right? You had mentioned that
And don't let the
before.
squirrels get in the way.
Don't let the squirrels get in the way. No, the squirrels will keep you from making money
Yeah.
and being consistent. So, you said something before we got on the live. There's two people you don't like hanging out with. And I
Yeah.
love,
Yep.
How did you say it?
I said there's two kinds of people I avoid: sick people and negative people.
I love that.
It makes a difference. You get around negative people, it brings you down. And that's what's been so great for my team is I've seen the change in the agents
Mhm.
because I am so positive. Like, let's just be positive about everything. Like, okay, we didn't get that listing, but we did a great job.
That's right. That is so good, because how many people think that positivity is denial? We're not talking about denial, but we don't have to get sunk in it. We don't have to spiral down and wallow. And we have a decision every day. Boy, you and I could go on and on forever about that.
We could.
But there is something that very negative well, I'm not going to say negative. There's something that happened in your personal life with your mom, and which to me just speaks volumes about what you've been able to do and the why behind it. Would you mind sharing? And I didn't ask you if we could share that, and I hope it's okay.
Oh no, it's okay, because everybody, you don't realize as you walk the street and stand in the grocery line, everybody has something going on in their lives.
Yeah.
It's just how they handle it. And my mom was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, had spread completely. And I just feel so grateful that I am in this type of job, because I I can say, okay, I don't have time to make 2 hours of calls today. I got to take care of my mom. And,
Yeah.
you know, I have that flexibility to do it. And,
Yes.
um, God put me back in this position for a reason. And um, I could never go back to the corporate world ever, ever, ever.
Over
Uh,
again.
and so I'm able to be successful and be able to take care of my mom at the same time.
Yeah. And that's huge. And just so everybody knows, your 2 hours of calls is not cold calling. It's follow-up. It's follow-up with leads. So from your system. So just so everybody knows, this is not cold calling.
No, I definitely do not cold call. No, ever.
But what is that going to mean to, we wish the best for your mother, of course, but that's got to mean the world to her.
Exactly.
That her daughter, she doesn't have to worry about her daughter struggling financially.
Yep.
She's fine, but she can be
calls
with
me her princess warrior.
Oh, I love it. You are. That's exactly.
She just started calling me that.
The princess warrior, and no regrets, right? No regrets.
I have no regrets at all.
Yeah.
And, someone said to me, after they lost their job, I said, I'm so sorry. Is there anything I can do? And he said to me, he goes, well, I'm not as lucky as you are. I said, do you think luck got me where I am? I worked hard. And I'm telling you, without your program, I wouldn't be where I am today. I would probably still be going, chasing squirrels and going, oh, yay, I just picked up a buyer. Yay, okay, right? That's where I would be. And now it's like, and my team loves it. They're like, we have this system in place, and it's easy to follow and easy to use. And it's great. And I'm looking forward to taking on one more agent here soon, because we are more busy. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't handle it all. You cannot. You can't handle the truth, but you can't handle the leads, I should say. You can't handle the leads. Maybe I should do a little commercial like that.
Oh yeah, I like that.
That is good, actually. So, but and that's what I tell everyone when they come on board. It's like, you see yourself right here, right now, at where your business is at this moment. You have no idea what's coming, But let me tell you, you will crumble under the weight of it all. You'll want to leverage if you decide to, or you can handle it all yourself and just like, what do they call it? Top grading. You take the
Yep.
good stuff off the top, right?
Well, and
And yeah,
it wasn't just me. I watched as we had our calls every week and listening to the other agents, and there was always like this same group of us very engaged, and just watching the growth and the success and just
yeah,
learning from other people's, things that they needed help with. And I just loved watching everybody else grow. I loved, hearing some of the people in the group, and we're Facebook friends, and I
yeah.
love watching their successes play out on Facebook. It's
It is an amazing community for us as well, for the Making Agents Wealthy team, because we have such a close-knit family, and our agents that we just become so connected with them and their celebrations and and I know it sounds kind of woo-woo or whatever, but the love and the support and just the real um, just excitement for one another,
Mhm.
and to
Yeah.
really see that growth is crazy at the end of, because it's only a 12-week program. Some people probably don't know that. It's only a 12-week program. And we do that because success takes as long as you give it. I don't
Mhm.
want to give it long. And I don't want my clients to take, for it to take forever. And so it is so that we can see those outcomes, and that just warms our hearts like crazy. I thank you so much now for joining me today. If you could, I guess, leave anything at all, if you had words of wisdom to leave with any agent that was watching today, what would you tell them about their business or otherwise?
I would, if you have the opportunity to join your program, I would say do it. From the very first time I watched the webinar, the free mastermind thing,
Hmm.
I was so inspired by you. And then when I joined the program, your whole team is inspiring. They all have it's the different personalities, and you've got the high D's and you've got the high I's, and everybody works so well together, and they really help you and really want you to succeed.
Right.
And if you're still floundering, you guys take the time to, like, hey, let's pull you aside and figure out why. What do you need to do to move forward? And so, I mean, I can't say enough about the program. And I just stumbled upon it one day while eating lunch, and it's changed my life. It really has. Just because I'm following what you need to do to be successful, and like you said, I'm running a business now.
That's
I'm not just chasing after, oh God, I hope I get somebody out of this open house. I get up every day. I have my full office here in my house. Our broker has like 6 offices we can use here
Mhm.
locally. And, we have regular team meetings every week. I coach my team,
Mhm.
and I it's all because of what I learned through you. I just feel like I'm not scrambling anymore. So if you can get in the program, get in the program.
Get in the program. That's right. So I appreciate you saying that. But I changed your life, but you are changing lives right where you are. You're changing your mother's lives,
I
the
am.
agents that work with you, all of your clients, because we come from serving. We come from that, not sales, but absolutely heart-centered serving. And you're impacting people every day. So I really appreciate that.
Yep. And if you treat your clients right, every single one of my listings but one has been a referral.
Wow.
And it's just, I keep getting referral after referral after referral. And it's
Mhm.
all because if you treat your clients right, like,
That's it.
people say there's too much competition in the area. There's not. There's business for everyone.
And
But you
that
gotta
is every market. Yeah. What were you going to say?
do the work. Your
Yeah.
first lesson was show up every day, do the work.
Do the
And
work.
and if you don't show up every day, you're making the decision not to be successful.
That's right. You know, it's funny when you join, I'm just like, hold your mouth a certain way, stand on one foot, do whatever I tell you, you will have this outcome. And so many people are like, no, that's not true. It really is.
Mhm.
And I
It
don't
really
tell them
is.
how to hold their mouth, but
And I would say to anyone who does join your program,
yeah.
participate, because I know like on our calls, um, it it seemed like it was always like that same group of us,
Yeah.
we were like very, sometimes I'm like, April, shut up. You're always like got something to
Oh
say, right?
no.
And but I would see we would have 40 people on the call, and the same people were silent. And I'm like, but you learn so much from everybody else, not
Yeah.
just you and your team, but the other agents who go through the program.
Yeah. And that's where a lot of learning happens. That's why a mastermind is so important. It's not just us, the team, it is you guys within the community that help one another.
Yeah.
So I know that there's going to be agents on here that will have referrals for you in Tampa, and
Always
we want
welcome.
them able, and you will welcome them. We like referrals, and you are amazing at how you do take care of your clients. So what is the best way for them to get a hold of you? I know you want to share your email address or your URL, whatever you decide.
Well, probably my email address,
Okay.
because my URL is more for, we want people
Clients.
to sign up and
Yeah. Yeah.
come through our
Got it.
system.
Great.
So my email, which is aprilbuck8485 @gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Perfect.
if
And
their clients are moving to the area, they can go out to Tampa Bay Area Homesource.com, and that'll
mhm.
get them right to us.
Awesome. Wonderful. April, it's great to talk with you today. I love
Very.
having this conversation with you. And for any of you watching, I hope you've enjoyed just the successes that April has given you, that she shared. And it is not that difficult. It's just a matter of putting things in place. And you too can be having those 7 closings a month or 5 or 20. It just depends on how big you want to get, or not at all. It's just your choice. We have set aside a couple of slots to talk with those who are interested. And it's really not a wham bam, call. It is an in-depth call. And April had one. I remember she had one, and it was very good. It's actually, what can we do to help? And if we can't help you, we will refer you to someone who can. It's not about, hey, you got to come join. You got to come join. No, if it's not a fit, we're not going to invite you in, or it's just not the right time.
Mhm.
So go to Karen Coffey, and that's it's Karen with a K, Karen, Coffey, Coffey, at, no, it is KarenCoffey.com/apply, APPLY. So go ahead. You'll find a time. You'll find the times are available. Pick one that works for you. We'll give you a call at that time and really just have a discussion with you. What's working in your business now? What's not working? Can we help? What do you want ultimately? And if we can help you, we absolutely will. But that's KarenCoffey.com/apply. And I look forward to all of us meeting you and talking with you. And I hope that you're on this interview as well, like April.
Well,
So
thank you for the opportunity.
you are so welcome. I hope you get a ton of referrals.
Me too.
Thank you, everyone, and have a great day. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Take care.